Actress Olivia Wilde recently posted a photo of her toddler, and he is naked, but it's an adorable picture, very innocent one. In fact, let's take a quick look at it. Now, after she posted that on her Instagram account, apparently some people were outraged about it because, of course, people are looking for things to be outraged about. They felt that it was a bad idea to post a naked picture of a baby, especially the baby's butt. Now, let me give you some comments from people who disagreed with her decision to do this. One person writes, "More people will like that than you wish. Your naked child is nothing you upload in the World Wide Web where it stays forever." So basically what that person's trying to say is, there's creeps looking at these photos. Why are you going to post a naked picture of your toddler? Why post naked pictures of your child? So many psychos out there. So people disagreed with this.
I'm actually torn on the story, believe it or not.
You're insane.
Okay, go ahead. So the reason I'm torn on it is because, is it an innocent picture? Of course it's an innocent picture, and it sucks that we live in a society where people think, oh no, don't do that because of the sickos in the world. The only reason I'm torn is because there are sickos in the world. So I'm not trying to blame Olivia Wilde, and by all means take whatever pictures you want of your kids, absolutely. And I'm not even blaming her for putting it on social media, but is it crazy to think that there will be sickos?
There will be sickos, but there are sickos everywhere. Look, the internet, I guess, makes it different because it's there forever and people can view it as many times as they want. But there are sickos at your local Target, as one commenter said. You know, there's sickos at your grocery store. Whenever you're out, there's people all over that have questionable sexual fetishes. So what are you going to do? You're going to walk on eggshells and not live your life because you're constantly worried about the perverts?
Yeah, no.
I mean, think about it. There are people who masturbate to our political videos. Like, we're fully dressed. Like, what am I going to do? Not talk about politics because some guy's masturbating to it? Masturbate away. I don't care.
Sure. Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
I know. I mean, I feel your pain.
Right.
Okay, but now I know, Anna, but so that's the regular course of events, and I don't. The people who are saying, but Olivia Wilde is encouraging them by putting up this picture. I don't agree with that. She's not encouraging anything, right? She just put up a simple picture of her baby, and she doesn't deserve any of the grief. Don't get me wrong, right? I'm just saying that there are some things that will entice people more than other things, and the minute there's anything naked, in the world, the fucking perverts are going to be like, oh my God, oh yeah, and they're going to be on it. And I don't know, like if you're an adult and people get off on looking at you, I guess that's life in the big city, right? And you can take that any way you like. You can take it as a compliment, I suppose. You could take it as gross. You can take it as any way you want. When you're a kid, I don't know, it just feels more, obviously, for obvious reasons, more disgusting.
I'm just tired of letting the terrorists win. Right? No, but it's true.
It's a fair
point. All of our behavior has been like watered down, and we're constantly afraid and we're constantly scared because, oh my God, there's people who have weird sexual fetishes, and then we got to worry about the others because they might be terrorists. And oh my God, let's give away all of the fun that we have in society because we're constantly worried about bad things happening. It was an innocent picture. I think it was an artistic picture. Are there going to be some creepos out there? Sure. But ultimately, she's the mom. If she's comfortable posting that on social media, have at it. For all the critics, find something else to do with your life. Like, why are you always so upset about something? Why are you constantly concerned and outraged about the most mundane, stupid things imaginable? Find something better to do with your life. Why don't you try to do something active, like get money out of politics? Do something that's actually worth something other than bitching and complaining on social media. I'm so exhausted from all these stories.
Yeah, I remember in days when I was growing up, kids would never admit to masturbating. In fact, there was this one kid who they tricked into admitting that he masturbated. Well, they actually caught him doing it. It's a terrible story, right? And they called him Sploogie for the rest of junior high and high school. And I felt terrible for the kid. He went to my high school, right? And so back then, that was like such a terrible way to deride somebody and make fun of them. Now, people on the internet are like, yeah, I masturbate to you. Yeah, ha, 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 yeah, dude, I'm doing it right now. Yes, I am a masturbator. Like, I'm like, Jesus, man, society is so fucking different than when I grew up.
Yeah, online anonymity shows you the reality of who people are. right? Because the reason why people don't talk about masturbating face to face is because there's some shame there. But
It's not just shame, it's awkward.
It's
like,
awkward,
dude, I don't want to know what you're masturbating to. That's your business.
Can you
I don't want to get involved with it at all. I want to leave you alone that's what you're supposed to be when you're masturbating.
In our context, can you imagine just explaining a news story to someone that you met for the first time and then they like tell you right away that they have this urge to masturbate? Can you just imagine that?
I mean, that's why I know, but it's related to this story because the internet has turned society into something strange. So like people get unhinged there and do things they would never do in real life.
Yeah.
Anna's right. It's like if you met somebody new, like, oh, hey, this is my friend's, boyfriend, Bob. Oh, Bob, did you know they, caught the guy who robbed that bank? Oh, that's great, but I'm masturbating to you right now. Like, what the fuck, right? You'd be like, Bob, you're a fucking monster. What are you doing, right?
Yeah.
But on the internet, that's like par for the course. We did have a poll, and we have one right now on the app. Was it wrong of Olivia Wilde to post a picture of her toddler's naked backside on Instagram? And right now, the audience seems to be agreeing with Anna. 81% saying no, although, there's a couple hundred votes. But curious to hear what you think. I don't want Anna to bully you, okay? Have your real opinion, although some of you probably would enjoy that.